Well, good morning, guys. Big A coming to you live from the Greenway. I'm going to tell you right now, it's colder than a well digger out here. There ain't nobody out here but me and the deer. You can see the deer right out there in the field. I hope things are going well for you this morning. They're going well for me. I got to go buy some more clothes. I'm not equipped for all this winter weather yet, but I will be before dark. I'm going to Dick's Sporting Goods when I leave here and buy some more clothes. Hey, I want to talk to you about a stupid thing I did. 30 years ago, there was a legislation that I needed passed, and we hired a lobbyist, which was probably a mistake within itself. But we went down after 18 months of negotiating, and it was time for the vote. So we were setting up in the mezzanine at the state capitol, watching these legislatures debate my bill. I wasn't the only one involved. It was a statewide effort, and so I was just appointed to go because I was president of the association. And so I went with the lobbyist. He'll remain anonymous because you guys would know exactly who he was. And I hired him to get this bill passed. So we're sitting up there the day of the vote. I gotta stop. It's too cold to be walking and talking at the same time. And then they started negotiating the bill. And it was a free-for-all. I mean, the TV cameras were there. They were arguing, fighting, going back and forth. And I put my head in my hands and I went, oh God, we're toast. He just laughed and smiled. He goes, we'll be okay. So they went back and forth, maybe 30, 45 minutes. Finally, I said, we're done. There's no way they're going to pass this bill. He reached in his front pocket and he pulled out a business card, his business card, and he turned it over. And he wrote on there, 33 ayes, which mean yes, 2 noes, and 2 abstentions. And he handed it to me. I said, what is this? He said, just put that in your shirt pocket. Put it in my pocket. 10, 15 minutes later went by. They hit the little gavel on the time for a roll call. And I went, uh-oh, here we go. This is bad. They voted. What do you think it was? 33 ayes, 2 noes, 2 abstentions, bill passes. We get up and walk out, and he's high-fiving me, and I wanted to throw up. He said, what's the matter? I said, oh my goodness, is this how it's done? What are they doing on a federal level? He said, listen, Big A, we just got to get out of here. He said, you got your bill passed. I went home, and I wasn't excited. We got our bill passed. But I wanted to throw up. I thought, I can't even imagine. And I asked him on the way to the parking lot, I said, what was all the debate? He said, it was for the cameras. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, no, that was for the cameras. It's just the way it's done. Just forget it and let's go on. Well, I was young and dumb. I was 25 years old then. And I started thinking about that, how it applied to my personal life. Fast forward, 15 years ago, we got in the construction business, and people would come into my office when we would put bids out for contract. Vendors and subcontractors would come in, and I'd tell them to turn their bid in. One of my buddies walked in one day that was a vendor, and he said, hey, Big A, what's the lowest bid? Just tell me what it is, and I'll beat it by 10%. And I said, what? He said, just tell me what the bid is. That way you get your lowest price for your customer, I get the job, and all's good. I said, man, I can't do that. He said, this is the way it's done in construction. And I thought back about the way it's done at the state legislature. A lot of you guys are dealing with that today. And I want to tell you that the bottom line, how you get your best price, is not necessarily all there is to deal with. There's other things to deal with. And I started thinking about these little guys that are vendors and subcontractors, have families at home, and they're working diligently on these contracts and these proposals to get the business. And you're whispering in the ear to your buddies to get the lowest price. You're cheating everybody. And I want to challenge you not to do that. I want to challenge you to do it right. Don't be like the state legislature did. You were appalled at the way they were doing it. Excuse me. Yet on many levels, you're doing it the same way. And I want to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. We ran a very successful construction company for 10 years. We were #1. I'm not bragging. But we were #1 3 consecutive years, chosen by the people of Middle Tennessee And we never did that, ever. I was tempted to. I'm going to be honest with you. I was tempted to, because sometimes when you're building a $2 million house and vendors are willing to cut their price by 10% or subcontractors are willing to cut their price, I could have put a lot of money in my pocket, just to be honest with you. And there were times I had to say, God, what do you want me to do? I said, I know what you want me to do. You want me to do the right thing. You want me to be above reproach. You want me to have the integrity that I should. A lot of you guys listening to this right now, you know immediately when I said that, it's like, man, I'm doing that. I'm taking those kickbacks from the vendors. I'm whispering in people's ear, you just got to beat this price and you'll get the job. I want to tell you something. That's not a person of character. You're not being a man of integrity if you're doing that. But don't look back. Don't beat yourself up over the way you did do it. How can you do it today forward? How can you put a stake in the ground and go into your board of directors or your employees and go, never, ever, never do this again. We're going to be above reproach. We're going to be the person of character. We're going to do it right, above and beyond the way that the world does it. I want to encourage you to do that. Whatever it is, quit whispering in people's ear, right? People say, well, they're my friends. Well, your enemy is not doing business with you. They're all your friends. And you need to treat them that way with strong relationships, okay? So don't do that. I did it when I was dumb and young and I didn't know any difference. And I know you guys know the difference. Hey, if you think this message is helpful to your audience, please share it. Please reach out there and send it to people, because I know from experience, 38 years in business, there's a lot of people doing business this way that need to hear this message. They need to be challenged to go to the next level and be a person of integrity, okay? You guys have a great day. I'm Big A, coming to you colder than a well digger from the station camp Greenway. I got to go get some more clothes. It's too cold to be out here. Hey, have a good one. I'll be seeing you around. Have a good one.